Welcome to the Bella Vista Gardening Show. Today I have with me Char Brungy, and of course I'm Jerry Horner. And Char is a fellow member of the Bella Vista Garden Club, and you've been a member for how many years now?
Oh, a number of years.
Number of years. A lot of us been there a number of years. Okay, and today we're going to be talking about the Arkansas diamonds. Now, it's not the diamonds you have on your finger. It's the plants that have been determined to be very, very drought resistant, and they were good to grow in Arkansas.
Definitely.
So, okay. And we're also talking about some upcoming events and what to do in your garden in June. So we still have to do a lot of gardening in June.
Yes, we do.
It's a good garden month. So the upcoming events, the Bella Vista Garden Club is holding its 2018 garden party on June 8th from 4 to 8 at Simple Pleasures. This is the second time we're doing this. And that's off of Highlands Road, Simple Pleasures. Last time we had it at Scottsdale Golf Course because it was closed. But so if you're viewing this before the party on June 8th, you still have a chance to get tickets and go. So try to take advantage of that. It's a donation of $15 for your ticket, and you get 2 glasses of wine. And we have wonderful hors d'oeuvres. We have music. We have vendors. We have so many things. What else do we have? We have a hat contest.
A hat contest.
Yes, we have a hat contest.
This is just one of the hats that we designed.
Yes.
But there are prizes for the best hats.
Yeah, if you wear a hat, you could get a prize.
Yes, definitely.
It'd be fun. And we have a silent auction. We have raffle tickets for baskets. They're just gorgeous baskets that are worth over $200 a piece usually. And it's in conjunction with the POA, Bella Vista POA, and the city of Bella Vista. They're working with us and helping us a little bit. And tickets are available at the 3 Arvest banks in Bella Vista and 2 of the membership services offices. One is on Huntley Road and the other is Metfield. And they're also available at Audrey's Resale Boutique. And you know, she has a special section in her boutique of garden party clothes that you can buy.
Wonderful. And
they're 25% off. So you can get a bargain on your garden party clothes at Audrey's. Of course, all of her proceeds go to the unwed mothers that they help. And Just Pedaling, also the florist on Forest Hills. She's a fairly new florist. She is selling tickets also. And you could go in there and you could get fresh flowers for your hat. She'll help you design your hat with fresh flowers.
And it will be very creative.
It'll be very creative,
to win a prize.
Yes, so that's the garden parties coming up. So it's a big one. So, but today we're talking about the Arkansas diamond plants. And I don't know, do you know what they are?
No, but we're going to find out.
Okay,
and this is from the website. The Arkansas diamond plant is locally grown, and it is proven to be very drought tolerant, or it's tough for Arkansas, so it will last. There are 3 new plants each year, and there were 3 for 2018.
Sometimes they have more than 3. It depends how many they come up with, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, and there were 12 chosen for the past years, 2015, 2016, and 2017.
And 2018.
And 2018, of course. And those are chosen and released each year, and they have the diamond logo, so you can look for that on the container or ask for that.
Right. Now, you may have seen the article in the Northwest Arkansas Democrat Gazette. That was in the April edition, and it talked about the 2018
Diamonds in the Dirt.
Diamonds in the Dirt, it's called. And then they have a little logo here. That's the logo right there that you look for on the plant. If it has that logo, it's an Arkansas diamond.
Definitely.
And also the Carroll Electric Arkansas Living magazine. There was an article in there about the Arkansas diamonds by Janet Carson. So that also was an article that you may have seen and read about. But we're going to talk in depth a little bit about these plants. And there's a website that has them listed and has pictures of them, and we're going to show you that. But The program is in partnership with the Arkansas Green Industry Association and the University of Arkansas Cooperative Extension Services, local growers, and independent garden centers. So they take all the input from these different organizations. And the goal is to educate Arkansas gardeners about plants that are consistently perform well here and then can be more successful in your garden. So these are annual plants. And it also serves to promote local growers and local independent garden centers. So anyway, that is the logo on top there. And if you see that logo on the plant, that little diamond coming out of the flower there, that's the logo. And in 2018, they have the Vermillionaire Coffea plant. That's the first one shown on the left. And it is
heat tolerant.
It is heat tolerant. It likes full sun, and it's pretty well drought tolerant too. So that's the first one. Now, when you see it, it's spelled Cuphea, and you may think that's called Capia,
right?
But it's Coffea is how it's
Coffea.
pronounced. So some of those Latin names are hard to pronounce. Okay. Then the next one on the website is called Summer Wave Bouquet Taurinia. It's a Taurinia. And it likes part shade. And you don't want to let that dry out. That's not as drought tolerant. It's a pretty color there. That's kind of a bluish purple. It's a pretty bright color. Then the next one's Dragon Breath, Secolia. Scotia. And it's also known as coxcomb. You may have remembered as coxcomb when you were growing up. It's an old plant, but it's...
And one you can dry.
Oh, you can dry those, yes. And it likes full sun. And it likes water regularly, but you don't want to overwater that.
No.
So, but it's a great plant. So those are the 2018 selections. And in 2017,
we have the following.
We have
the Vista bubblegum, and it's a petunia. And this should be everyone's favorite in the garden.
Oh, it is. It's
It is
wonderful.
a Supertina, and it likes full sun, regular watering, and some fertilizer.
Well, all your annuals need so much fertilizer.
Definitely,
They
to
usually
keep
do.
them blooming.
Yeah.
Then our favorite is the White Christmas Caladium. It takes part sun to shade and is drought tolerant.
Right, and I have that in my garden.
I
It's
do
just
too.
beautiful. It's just big leaves. It's a real standout.
And the one I really like too is this Whopper Big Series Begonia.
Mm-hmm.
And it likes part sun to shade, but regular watering because it will wilt. But it does come back.
It'll let you know when it needs water.
Definitely,
It really
definitely.
will. Okay, and then in 2016 they had 3 selections. It was the Graffiti Red Penta, and it loves the sun, and it just blooms and blooms. Pentas just bloom and bloom all summer. They're just a wonderful
Very
annual
beautiful.
to put in your garden. But that Graffiti Red is really bright.
It stands
and
out.
Stands out.
Yes.
Yeah. Then there's one that's really funny. I love the name.
I love the name,
It's called
too.
Velvet Elvis Plectranthus. And it's parts to full shade and regular watering. So it does like the shade. It doesn't like a lot of sun. And it does like to be watered regularly. And it's a really unusual leaf. When you look at it, it's just really pretty leaf. If they can show that on the screen, you can see the picture of it. And then the third one was the Sriracha Pink Coffea again. There's another Coffea, and it likes full to part shade. And it's a pretty pink, and it'll just bloom
It's
and
a
bloom.
hot pink.
It's great for
Perfect name.
It's great for hanging baskets. It does really well there. So it blooms like crazy.
And then for 2015, we have the Yellow Gold Lantana. It loves sun to part sun, and always full of blooms.
Oh,
This is
that
a great one
lantana.
for the garden.
It's a great addition. One of our members had lantana in her front bed, and it was just gorgeous all summer. It's beautiful.
And then we have Cora Cascade Polka Dot Finca. It loves the sun and is trailing periwinkle, full of blooms all
Right.
summer long, and it
Right.
trails, and great for the hanging basket.
And it's white with a little pink center. It's just so cute. It's just it just pops, wherever you put it. It's a great plant.
And another begonia, which I really love,
Right.
the red dragonwing begonia. It loves dappled shade and a little bit of sun, tolerates the heat and the humidity,
Right.
which really makes it a great one for Arkansas.
Right, so it doesn't droop, and
No.
you know, it doesn't droop like some of the other begonias might,
Right,
but it does
because
like
it's
regular
a
watering
larger
too. And it'll let you know when it needs water. Most of your begonias do, they will let you know. Okay.
And we have one more. The redhead coleus likes partial shade to partial sun. And this is great for the baskets and going into fall. These
Oh.
coleuses last a long, long time.
Right, and the wastewater plant had wonderful coleuses at the spring plant
Yes, they
sale.
did.
And
Lots of color.
lots of color, but this red one is just really stands out. It's such a beautiful red. It's hard to find a real true red in a coleus, but this
Yes.
is a true red, and the leaves aren't variegated or anything, but it's beautiful. And I have several of the coleus in pots, and I mix the different colors, and everybody just says, "Oh, that's such a beautiful plot." You know,
And it
just-
lasts a long, long
and they
time.
they'll grow, 2 or 3 foot tall, so they make quite a statement. The coleus in the garden,
And you
really
can pinch them back and they
Oh,
get
yeah.
bushier.
bushier and bushier.
Right.
So
They can be found at various nurseries. So look for the Arkansas Diamond logo. Westwood Garden Nurseries in Fayetteville, Springdale, and Rogers. And Sherham's in Springdale and White River in Fayetteville. These are all listed as dealers, but they are on the website.
right, and we're not really promoting any specific organization or company, but
It's just where
just
you
look
can
at your
find them.
garden centers and see if you see that logo. If you see that logo, then you know it's an Arkansas Diamond, and but these are just the ones that you'll find them there. But they could be at other places too. They could be at other nurseries and smaller nurseries.
Yes.
So, and we have a few around here. And we have a new nursery in Bella Vista, and it's up on Trafalgar and Kingsland, and they're just starting to get started. But they don't carry annuals. They said they're just
okay.
carrying perennials and
Perennials.
trees and shrubs because
We'll have to check
there's
that
so many
out.
box stores with annuals, they just can't compete with that. So the
Exactly.
main thing they do is landscaping. They have a lot of rock, a lot of different stone, and I think it's called Claudia's or something like that. I
Okay.
forget the name of it, but it's on Trafalgar and Kingsland, and they've got some beautiful plants up there.
Great.
So then the other thing we need to talk about also is our what to do in June. June is that month when you're planting, you're getting your annuals all in and everything finalized and mulched and get ready for the summer. Because in July and August you don't want to be out there
too
doing
warm.
that. It's too
Too
hot.
warm.
So you got to finish your planting, and I haven't finished mine yet, but I will. I'll get them done. And you really do need to mulch. It's really important to mulch. Now, when you have annuals, you need to mulch your annuals. And you have a sample of something here I thought was really unique. It's an annual in a pot, and what you've used for your mulch, basically, is wine carks. And that's such a great idea. I have just bags and bags of wine carks because we have our medicinal wine every day. And I have all
And
these
it
carks.
looks decorative.
It's different,
Yes.
yeah. So
Little
it's
texture.
yeah, it's a great idea, and you still can water through it.
Yes, definitely. And it keeps the
Right.
plant moist.
Now what plant is that?
It's a poinsettia.
It's a poinsettia left from Christmas.
Yes.
If you take your poinsettias and you put them in your garden, they'll grow all summer into a
And
big bush.
They can be small like this,
Yes.
or they can be
And
very
they
large.
can get big, but to get them to go back to the red color
Difficult.
it's very difficult. They have
Very
to have
difficult.
12 hours of darkness and 12 hours of sunlight.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost impossible to do that unless you put them in a closet for 12 hours and then bring them out or put a grow light in there with a timer. So it's really hard to get the poinsettias to rebloom, but it is a pretty plant. It uses an annual in your garden for the summer.
Right.
So that's really cute. So I love the wine carks in there. They're cute. So, but all your annuals you have to fertilize and pinch them back, and
Yes.
they take a lot of fertilizer. They're heavy feeders. And then the herbs, if you haven't finished planting, and be sure to do your herbs this month, and then pinch them back and make sure they don't go to seed. So, And it's June and July, actually June to the end of June is when you should be harvesting your garlic.
Yes.
Because you plant that in October and then you harvest in June. So I'll be harvesting my garlic pretty soon.
Pretty soon.
And when the little flowers come out, they're just a little curly. It's like a little curly flower, and you just pinch them off.
Decorative, though.
Yeah, you
they
could
do
use
look
them,
very
you know.
pretty.
I haven't tried drying them and using them that way, but they're
I
cute.
haven't either. Yes, they are. We have bulbs, and the spider lily and the naked lady bulbs will be planted for the fall bloom. And we're going to remove the foliage from the spring bulbs. If it's brown or if it's on the ground, you can braid it and tack
Yeah.
it back.
It just has to
make
be
it more
on
decorative.
there at least 6 to 8 weeks.
Yes, to keep
'Cause
the nurture going
It
to
feeds
the bulb.
yeah.
And for perennials, daylilies should be blooming soon. Deadhead as the blooms fade, which I have been doing. And pinch back your mums so that they're going to be nice and full for the fall.
Right.
And that also means removing the buds as well.
Right.
And you can do that until about July 15th. And then your plants will look nice and full
Right.
for fall.
And when you go to the garden party at Simple Pleasures, they have hundreds of daylilies that'll be in bloom. It's going to be a sea of daylilies. It'll be beautiful out there.
That's going to be wonderful
really
to
pretty.
see.
Yeah.
Nice for picture taking.
Yes.
With your garden hat.
With your garden hat, right. And your lawns, okay, you need at least an inch of water a week. So if it doesn't rain, get your rain gauge out. If it doesn't rain an inch a week, you need to supplement water on your lawns at least 1 inch. And you can fertilize every, I don't know, month or 6 weeks if you need fertilizer, but you could have your soil tested. Now's a good time to do that. You can take your soil test to the extension office on 102, and you take about, maybe 2 cups at the most of your soil, and take it from different spots. Go down about 3 or 4 inches and get some soil, let it dry out completely, put it on newspaper in the garage, let it dry, and you put it in a bag and take it to the extension office and they'll do the soil test. And the soil test in Arkansas is free. And in some states you pay up to $12 or $15 or $25 for a soil
There is
test.
a fee, right.
And the reason it's free in Arkansas is there is a special tax on all the fertilizers and supplements for your garden. There's like a tax you don't know you're paying, so you really pay this little
So you're
tax. And that pays for the soil
Indirectly.
test, so you'll get your results back to tell you what to add to your and if you don't need the fertilizer on your garden or your lawn, you don't need to add it. You save money. So,
Exactly.
But you do, and then just to be sure, you mow your lawns about 2.5 to 3 inches in the summer, and that'll keep them cooler, and they won't dry out so bad.
Exactly.
So,
Okay, next we have roses, and we need to watch for the aphids and for fungus. And deadhead so that you can encourage those nice, beautiful blooms. Fertilize the roses as they're established. And again, they're very heavy feeders, so
Yeah, they
I
are.
feed a lot of rose
but
food.
like every 3 weeks you
And
feed or so?
yes.
Yeah.
And sometimes more.
Yeah.
Be sure to apply water before you fertilize. And then, of course, as you mentioned with the grass, water deeply unless we're getting more rain.
Right. We had a lot of rain this spring. We really did, but
And
it
then
may slow down.
One sad thing is June is the Japanese beetle will be arriving.
That's when they come. And I didn't have very many last year. Some people said they had a
No,
lot,
I
but
didn't
I
either.
didn't have very many.
No.
Maybe one of my neighbors way down put up a trap or something and attracted all of them away from my garden. But
You were
don't-
lucky then.
You don't want to put a trap in your garden
No.
for Japanese beetles because that just attracts them to your garden. So
Exactly.
the main thing is just to get your grubs under
Right.
control in the spring, and then you may not have too many Japanese beetles. So, but I think there's something we have to live with.
We definitely do.
So the trees and shrubs, you can prune your dead limbs out. Now that the leaves have come out, you can see if there's a dead limb here or there, and just trim those out. And then you get sometimes little starts of limbs coming up the trunk of your trees. Just take those off, just break those off, because the tree's just trying to put out more limbs, and you don't need them at the bottom. You need all that nourishment
at
to go
the
to the
top.
top. So
Right.
just take those off. And if you mulch around your trees, be sure just leave an inch or so around the trunk. You don't want that mulch right up against the trunk because that stays moist and it attracts insects. So just, leave that mulch just an inch or so away from the trunk of the tree, so it keeps you disease-free. So.
Okay, and we're working on our vegetable garden. We're monitoring the water there, and also fertilizing tomatoes, and starting to harvest some of the vegetables.
Yeah.
And I have to tell you a story. My grandson, who was on Gardening for Kids last year, planted leaf lettuce and carrots and peas and all these things. Well, the leaf lettuce came up.
It was in a pot.
It was in a garden container on our deck. We had leaf lettuce, and we also have carrots coming up.
And coming up from last year, after
Yes.
that terrible, terrible winter.
Exactly.
I've never heard of that before, but
We've already had one meal of the leaf lettuce.
Tristan is quite a gardener.
Yes,
I'll tell
he is.
you, he is great. So usually the lettuce will not come back, and your carrots usually
And
don't
this is
come
very
back.
healthy.
So it's
So
very great.
We are pleased.
That saves you some planting this spring. So anyway, if you have any questions about gardening in June, you can go to the Master Gardener website. It's bentoncountygardening.org, and it's filled with gardening information. And then the Bella Vista Garden Club website has tons of information too. There's just a lot of information regarding info, so you can go there. And we're not having our meetings this summer. We take a hiatus in the summer. And we will begin having our meetings again in September 26th. It's the fourth Wednesday, and we meet at the Bella Vista Community Church on Lancashire, so at 11 o'clock. So if you have a chance, if you want to join the garden club, you can join anytime. There's, on the website, there's an application, a membership application. You can fill that in and send it in to our treasurer, and you can be in the garden club, when we start up in September.
And we have ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, we do.
in
We
our
have
garden
couples
club.
even that join.
Yes, and couples.
Sometimes the couple both like to garden, and so we have couples. Now, years ago, there was a men's garden club, and there was a women's garden club when I first moved here. And the
didn't know
men's
that.
garden club was really into vegetables and lawns. That's all they talked about was vegetables and lawns. But after a while, it got to be, a little less and less interest, so they kind of just dissolved the men's club.
Right.
So we do have men in our club, and they really enjoy working with
Yes,
us,
they do.
and they enjoy their lawns and they enjoy their vegetables. But the wives usually like the perennials.
And give us many good tips.
Oh, it does. Yeah, it really helps us a lot. So anyway, if you need more information on the garden club, you can always go to the website. So thank you, Shar, again for being with
you're
us
welcome.
today. We
Welcome.
love doing this program, and
Yes,
we
we
love
do.
to share our information.
Yes.
And I think that's what gardeners love to do. They love to learn. Every day you're learning something. And I learned today about the wine. My husband's going to love this idea
Yes.
because he doesn't know what to do with all these wine carts. So you're always learning, and you're always teaching. And I love to share the information I find.
I do too.
And that's what we're all about.
Yes, we
But
are.
be sure and come to the garden party. Tickets will be available at the door, I'm sure. We tried to sell them all ahead of time, but a lot of people want to wait till the last minute, see how the weather's going to be. And I'm pretty sure the weather's going to be really nice. There's
It'll
no
be
rain.
exciting at this new place.
Oh, yes.
And the
they have-
daylilies that are there.
They have
and,
waterfalls in the back, and it's just a wonderful
and
setting.
bring the children. Bring
Yeah.
the family.
You bring the family. We
Exactly.
do have wine that comes with your ticket, but we will also have lemonade or water, for the little ones and the ones that don't drink
And
alcoholic
lots of
beverages.
wonderful appetizers for everybody.
We've been sampling these appetizers at Garden Club since January, and they're just
they've been
wonderful. I
terrific.
love them. They're just fantastic. So, and they're all going to be made right there, and we got a kitchen to work with. It's great. So, anyway, I hope you can join us at the garden party because we have a wonderful. And all the proceeds go to scholarships, and we have found two veterans at the University of Arkansas this year that have gone back to college, and we have given them $4,000 each in scholarships. So we've given $8,000 in scholarships this year to veterans, and hopefully after this garden party, we can give
We'll
maybe
be able
5
to
or
give
6 or more, to
That
more
would be
people.
wonderful.
So we're going to give a lot of scholarships with these proceeds. So be sure and support the garden party. So anyway, thank you again for coming. I really
thank you.
enjoyed it.
It was
And I
enjoyable.
hope you've enjoyed the program, and we'll tune again next month. And until then, don't forget to stop and smell the roses.